Hey Grace family, Pastor Bryan here. Wanted to share with you in this week's devotional thought, basically an answer to a question. How does God do extraordinary things through ordinary people like us? I think at the heart of every person is we want to be a part of great things, that we want God to supernaturally move through natural circumstance. So how does he do that? Well, we find that story in John 6 where the disciples are with Christ and Jesus is attracting masses. And really at this point in the story, the disciples are starting to get worried. They're freaking out. I mean, there's a mob that literally is coming to follow Jesus. It says this in verse 4. Now the Passover, the feast of the Jews, was at hand. Lifting up his eyes then and seeing that a large crowd was coming toward him, Jesus said to Philip, "Where are we to buy bread so that these people may eat?" He said this to test him, for he himself knew what he would do. I think it's important as followers of Jesus to know this. God already knows his plans. He's just seen if we believe that he will fulfill them through us. And so while the disciples see a problem as the crowd is coming to him because they don't have enough food, Jesus sees this problem as a possibility to show his greatness. And so Jesus invites them to look and find out what's out there in the crowd. They find a boy who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. This is all they have. They're sure that Jesus can say, yeah, send him away. But no, Jesus takes those resources, gives thanks to his Father for what he's given, and Jesus multiplies it to feed everyone, so much so that we find in verse 13 that they had more than enough, that all of them had been filled, and so they had plenty for the future. So what's the point of this? Why does God do miracles? Well, we find that answer actually in John 6, verse 14. When the people saw the sign that he had done, they said, "This is indeed the prophet who's come into the world." You see, the amazing things that happen in our lives is not to show that we're great or anything special about us, but it's to make much of the name of Jesus and little of ourselves. And so as people see God's amazing works, may they put their faith and trust in Jesus. So what's your job? Your job is what the little boy did. Bring your lunch. Just bring your lunch. That small bit of resource. God takes something that's very ordinary and he does something extraordinary through it. And my prayer is that as you bring your lunch, that people would come to faith in Jesus Christ. Have a great week.